Hello, everyone. Okay. Let me invite everyone to pay respect to our teaching man together. Bow, bow, bow.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another My Story session. So my name is Mang Pasura. So it's great to be sharing this session with all of you from different locations around the world. So because usually I live in Europe, so my time zone is different from the My Story schedule. Now that I'm in Thailand, I get the chance to come and share the meditation session with all of you. So it's been a great pleasure and honor to be sharing this session with everybody. So one of the really main part, if you've been practicing meditation regularly, I know that you know all the basic and the foundation of how meditation work and what would be the good techniques to get good experience of meditation. That being said, it means there are a couple points that actually even regular meditators seems to make mistake or even fall out from achieving better experience or deeper experience. Another thing is to the first part to be to take your time in your preparation from each of the steps, from the step of relaxation of your body to free up your mind, all the way to bring it down to the center point. Many times, the regular meditators or people with experience tend to skip certain kind of part or rushing through it, and they end up forcing the mind to be still. When the mind is forced to be still, think of the mind as like a monkey. And if you put the monkey in the cage, the monkey will fight trying to get out. The monkey will not stay still. The monkey will not allow you to pet it at all. But if you want to be friendly with the monkey, what you need to do is sit back, relax, hold on to banana, and you have to be very patient, wait for the monkey to come closer to you. The mind is likewise, because our mind is like a monkey. It's always jumping around. We cannot chase after the mind. We cannot force the mind to be still. As long as we have, as long as we can even force it, only as much as we can have the strength to keep it there. But eventually it gets frustrated, it gets irritated. So anytime when you sit down to meditate and you notice this feeling of being frustrated, agitated, or irritated, that usually comes forcing your mind to be still or forcing too strongly with the meditation techniques that you use. And at the end of the day, you are not able to go to deeper experience because that keep hindering you from getting to deeper experience. So first thing first, take your time to slow down from the part of preparation of your body posture, all the way to relaxation of your muscle, all the way to free up your mind, feeling that you are in your space, and finally bring it down to the center where you can apply the technique that you like, whether it's going to be breathing technique, visualization of the sun or the moon, or repeating the mantra. Whatever techniques, they are just like banana. They're supposed to help draw the monkey closer to you. That is the important part, the important first part of the meditation practice that can help you to gain deeper experience of meditation. Therefore, always remind yourself to slowly take your time at the beginning. The slower that you take, the more that you can refine that experience. Number two, as I said, that feeling agitated, frustrated, or irritated are usually common when people practicing meditation if they force the mind to be still. So there's actually one thing that my master always emphasizes on, and that is learn how to wait. Since our mind, usually moving at the speed of thought, is really fast, and something that moves so fast cannot immediately stop. When we try to keep our mind with ourselves, the end goal is to stop the mind from roaming around, right? So usually we like to force it stop right away, but we can't just do that because otherwise it will get frustrated because we try to go against the nature of the mind. So we just have to kind of take our time with that relaxation, with awareness of what's going on. It's like you're taking rest with the sense of consciousness that I'm just right here taking rest. I notice the thoughts, I notice the distraction, but I'm not going after it. I just notice and come back to where I'm feeling comfortable. That actually the way to gain deeper experience. So therefore, taking your time at the beginning can be helpful to slow it down, and then you just need to remind yourself that it's going to take some time, so I'm gonna enjoy my waiting. Normally, we don't like to wait. That is the rule of thumb. Humans don't like to wait. I mean, you don't like to wait, right? Imagine when you go to the airport and you're standing in the long lines at the security checkpoint. You're going to be standing there with the agitation that when it's going to be your turn. And throughout the time that you get very, very agitated, your mind won't settle. And if you're meditating with that kind of feeling, imagine what it's like. And that's what people would do. So, but the moment that you're standing in line and you just look at it and said, well, it's going to take some time, so let me enjoy the moment right here. So then when you make up that type of mindset, it helps the wait goes easier and feel much better with the waiting. So that should be the way that we do with the meditation practice as well. Realize it's going to take some time. So while waiting, we're going to be enjoy every second of it. Meditation is not what happened at the end of the sessions, like what people think. It's about what we cultivating in every second, every moment throughout the whole sessions. That is what we're looking forward to have. Therefore, first of all, take your time with all these little steps that you're preparing, whether it's gonna starting from adjusting your posture, relaxing your muscle, slowly clear up your mind before bringing it down to be still within yourself at the center and apply the technique. That is to take your time, don't rush. So what you can tell that you are gaining good experience will be the feeling so-called contentment. Any moment that you notice you are feeling content, that means you are there, you are at the right experience. If you come with this feeling agitated, frustrated, irritated, that means you are forcing too much. Just like you try to get to somewhere, you try to get something, but you don't get it. How do you feel? Frustrated, right? The same thing. So if we meditating with the anticipation to get some experience or get something at the end, it's going to be anticipated, and when it doesn't come, it's going to come with frustration. So now that we're going to be sitting down to meditate, remember taking some time and remind ourselves that it's going to take some time for us to wait for everything to settle down. So I will just enjoy these moments of waiting until I get there. So these are really the two crucial parts that even regular meditators can actually make mistakes and skipping them, thinking that I can go to the same experience I had before very easily. And finally, end up into a trap. Don't forget that each and every single day our mind are different. Some days you experience more hectic situation or circumstances. Some day it could be just easier. Since our mind is very inconsistent, depends on what we are exposing throughout the whole day. As a result, when we take things slow, it allows us to explore and finally settle it. And that's why I kind of always emphasize on these two parts. The first one, take your time in each of the steps, don't rush. 2, remind yourself that you take your time to wait. So enjoy the moment of waiting. Whatever happens during the time of waiting, let it be. Your task is to stay where you feel very comfortable, keep your attention where you feel at ease, and whatever distracting you, notice, recognize, and return to where you start. Keep just that repeatedly, and eventually even the deeper experience that you never find before may come to you without your expectation at all. So I think that is a lot of introductions that I have been explaining, and I hope that you get some points of this. So I think we can just go straight into the meditation part before talking a bit more further than this. Just a gentle reminder, right? First thing, take your time in each of the steps. 2, remind yourself that you have to wait for everything to happen. So enjoy the waiting. These are the two crucial parts. As long as you feel like I'm content, whatever is happening with me, even if I have any thought, distraction, body pain, but I'm feeling fine, exactly the way I am. That's what contentment is like. That is the right feeling. Even you have many thoughts, something going on in your mind, but you feel I'm comfortable with all of them. That means you have good experience. Don't confuse that you have to have quiet mind by forcing, but end up feeling frustrated. Okay, so before we start, you can stretch your body a bit before get settled. Stretch your body, your arms, your legs, your neck. Take some moment for closing your eyes to adjust your sitting posture. Whether you be sitting on the chair or sitting on the floor, take a moment to adjust the way you are at your seat. You should be sitting in the way that you don't have to force yourself or feeling any resistance. You should be sitting in the way that feels very natural to you, just like you are about to take rest after a long day. And from this moment onward, all you want is just to sit there and rest your body and your mind. So take your time to adjust the sitting posture and turn your attention back with you. Observe the feeling of the floor underneath your feet or your body. Observe the feeling relax along both of your legs, up to your calves, knees, or your thighs, until you can feel the blood circulation flows so comfortably. Once your legs are comfortable, you may turn that attention to your hands, feeling them rest on your lap without any tension around the elbows or the shoulders. Allow both of your shoulders to drop and rest naturally. Observe from head to the toes until you find yourself so comfortable with the posture. No resistance or struggling, just the way you naturally are. When you find the right one, you can release your body's weight along with the gravitational force. There is no tension to hold it back. As your posture is getting comfortable, let's turn that attention to feel yourself breathing in and out. Feel your long and gentle breath that passes your nostrils down to the turning point deep within your abdomen, and exhale, feeling that warm out breath coming all the way out. Let's observe that gentle movement for a while. Each time you are breathing in, feeling the touch of your in-breath down below within the body. Each time you are breathing out, allow that breath to free up your mind from all matters, worries, or any concern that you may have holding Let it all the way out. All the way to your face with your eye closed. No tension at the corners of the eyes or the eyeballs. Allow that relaxation to fill from the forehead down to your temples, down to your nose, cheeks, all the way to the back of your head, neck and shoulders. Relax down both of your arms to your hands, your body to your legs and your feet, until the entire body is so comfortable, feeling that you are just taking rest right here. In that way, the mind will come down to stillness without forcing. Once your entire body is really comfortable, you may turn that attention to your body senses. Observe the space around you, feeling as if you are sitting alone in the middle of an empty space, without anybody nearby but yourself, in the middle of an open space, extending all the way to the horizon. And out there is where you can just rest after a long day without caring about anything at all. Just yourself, away from people and all matters. Imagine that you are there without the need to respond towards any calls, demands, or requests, where you can free up your mind from anything that has been brought there. When the mind is free, you can feel present with ease. So at the beginning, we are just going to take our time to bring our body and our mind towards total relaxation, with the whole body so relaxed, all the way to the mind, free and relieved. And once you begin to feel more comfortable where you are, you may notice some distractions, whether it's going to be your thoughts or your surrounding. It may take your attention away, yet we are not fighting or pushing those thoughts away. Make it as if they are just uninvited guests. You notice them and let them pass by without anything else, without any interaction. Each time you notice those thoughts, turn it back here again. Turn it back to where you are taking rest at this spot. So take your time with that relaxation. Take your time to feel like you are just sit back and rest after a long day. Right there, feeling the endless open space all around you until you feel free, relieved. Then you can turn that attention to your breath and feel yourself breathing in towards the center, feeling the ending point of your breath deep within your belly. Exhale, relieve your mind from all matters holding back inside. Feeling it like that for a couple more times as you're breathing in. Feeling that gentle touch deep within your belly. Exhale. Until you feel inner comfort, your mind, right in the middle of that inner comfort, you have within your body that feeling calm, light, soft, and spacious you have within is where we are going to let the mind stay for the moment. No matter what distraction may come along, after you notice them, let them go by and bring your attention back inside to this comfort spot at the center. It doesn't matter how many times you need to restart. Each time we are collecting our consciousness until it reaches the point where stillness is profound and the mind shall not go astray. We are not pushing any thoughts or distraction away. In the other words, we don't interact with them at all. We don't even pay attention. Whatever happens out there, let it be here and now at this moment. Our inner comfort, peace, and calmness are what matter. So whatever out there that has been bothering you, let them away. Let your mind stay still, where calmness and inner comfort is encapsulating your mind deeper down inside, cozy. Be gentle, like maintaining your attention here. If you prefer to apply techniques, you may imagine that there is a warm, bright, shining sun appear within your center. Feel that warm, bright image radiating within, where you keep your mind steady, still, with ease, as if that bright sun is the representation of your mind. As long as you're aware of the bright sun, your mind, your attention are there at its home. So feel the bright sun radiating. Allow its brightness to expand. Allow that warm sensation to radiate from within your center space. The sunlight is all until that brightness, cozy and comfortable. When the mind stays still, it is in touch with peace. That inner peace and calmness will turn into joy, bliss, happiness, and turn into loving compassion. So it deepens, warm and bright. Feel the sun radiating, warm and bright. If your mind is noisy, you may repeat mantra softly inside, as if you are feeling the sound is emerging and echoing from within. It can be any words that you want to remind yourself, or this Samma Arahant, Samma Arahant, Samma Arahant, meaning absolute purity. Or if you like to remind yourself with other words, feel free to do so. It can be in any languages. You can remind yourself of Samma Arahant. Allow your mind to stay still with the sun. Allow the brightness to radiate. Let your mind rest freely, calmly, right here. Whatever happens, let it be. Our one only task is to remain where we are at peace, where inner comfort is our companion. We are not engaging or interacting with any matters. deeply inside. Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Warm and bright, with the sun shining inside, steadily and calmly. Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Feel the sun glowing, radiating brightly, while your mind settles still in peace, soft and gentle. Now that your mind settles deeply in peace, let's turn your attention within to touch the center of the sun, the center of the peace energy, and allow it to expand. Allow it to radiate from within yourself, all around, throughout your neighborhood, throughout the whole city, reaching out to all creatures and every person, whoever and wherever they are. We wish them to live happily, free of pain, free of danger, free of sadness. We expand and we share this loving kindness with everyone out there. Share this peace into everyone's heart and mind. So as your attention gently touches upon the center point, it keeps expanding further and further away beyond the horizon, throughout the whole country, all the way to the rest of the world, as if we are the light of happiness, peace, and joy, and we are radiating that peace to everybody, everywhere, all around. Expand further and further away, wishing every creature's happiness, peace, and love. As you have chatted with everyone, you may turn it back to your loved one, family, relatives, or friends, feeling as if you can sense the presence within your center. One by one, all of your loved ones, your family, whether they already passed or still alive, we can share this loving kindness to all of them by imagining their presence right here within, wherever they are. Wish them to live happily, joyfully, without any pain, any sorrow or sadness. And now that all of us have shared loving kindness, let's turn that loving kindness to ourselves. Let that warm radiation flow within our body, and it is so overwhelmed with peace and loving kindness from within, inside ourselves at the center, until you can slowly feel your body senses, the feeling on your hands and your face, and slowly take a long, soft and deep breath in, bringing it down to the end of your breath, and exhale so slowly. Breathe in, feeling that breath reaching out to every cell and every part, feeling the flows of your breathing in and out, while keeping your mind still within that the center as you are breathing in and out until you are more comfortable with your body. You may slowly stretch your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Sabbe Buddha Palapata Pajeka Jayam Palam Arahanta Nanjate Narakam Kanta Visapaso Sabha Buddhanupavena Sabha Dhammanupavena Sabha Samkanupavena Sada Sotipa Vantu Te. Until you feel really comfortable, stretch your body a bit more and open your eyes when you feel ready and comfortable. And that is the concluding the part of the meditation. So I hope you have moment of peace, as I mentioned before, that is about taking time to wait and slowly cultivate that moment of calmness. And as long as you find yourself feeling content throughout the whole sessions, or even have the consistent moment of contentment, that means your mind is getting in touch with that peace, and it is actually the way we can deepen our experience of meditation. It's taking from there. And if you like to share some of your experience, you can also feel free to put down in the chat as well. You can actually give yourself a score. One way that can be helpful to take observation of your experience would be to score yourself. Let's say 1 to 5, as 1 to be restless and uncomfortable or not at peace, until 5 is absolutely peaceful. So in that way, you can also keep track of the way you are practicing until you can realize, whether how you are doing. Oh, what is also 3.7? That's good. That's really good. So while you're putting this down, then I will just showing some of things that I have prepared for you for today. But feel free to put down your experience as well. Okay, so this is what I have prepared for today, which is the topic that is what Buddha taught his son. And even though I have taken this from the Buddhist text, but actually it's quite interesting because the Buddha was a prince. And when he left the palace to become a monk at the age of 29, he already had a son. But he was just born at that time. So then after he enlightened, he returned to his hometown and gave the teachings until his son became one of the novice monk. And later on, there are some sutras or some of the teachings in the text that explain what the Buddha taught that young boy at the time. He was about 7 years old. So the son of the Buddha was considered as the first novice in Buddhism, and he actually known for really keen to study. He also very humble and very patient to all of the teachers that he got, and therefore he's ended up growing up quite knowledgeable. So this is actually one of the first sutras that record the Buddha taught to his son. And the Buddha actually did the teachings by pouring the water off the glass and asking the son, said his son's name was Rahula, said, "Do you see any little bit of water left in it?" He said, "Yes." He said, as long as you have, the little left is the virtues of one who practice, as long as they are not ashamed to tell deliberate lie. On the other hand, the Buddha also turned the pot upside down until it's completely gone, the water is gone. And he also asked his son, said, "What do you see?" He said, "Nothing at all, it was just empty." And that also means, then Buddha explained that all of that is the hollow of the ascetic or the teacher's virtues for those who are not ashamed to tell the lies. In other words, as we may not be the greatest person on this planet, we have bad thoughts, sometimes we using bad word, but just the way we are as a human being, we are not perfect, right? We're just common human being, of course. We have some good days, some bad days, but the virtues, the value that we have within ourselves, as long as we don't adopt in feeling ashamed to tell lies, is it in fact we still have some decency within ourselves. But anytime that we are no longer ashamed to tell lies, it's gone completely. That decency is gone. So even a person who has been ascetic or monks for years, that virtue is gone because of deliberate lies. And the Buddha using example of an elephant, he said that if the elephant tries to protect its trunk in the battlefield, then is not ready to give up its life, comparing with the other elephant that willing to give up its trunk. That means they don't have anything else to keep, nothing that it will not do. That actually to say that when a person who is not ashamed to tell lies, there is no bad things they won't commit or won't do. That's actually the reason why the Buddha explained it like that, because when the people decide to adopt lies, it's actually to cover up something from the truth, right? Or to distort the truth version. So when we are hiding behind our lies, that means that whatever bad things I can do, I can easily do it because it's already been concealed or from other people to know it. And that's why Buddha used it to teach his son, said, remember, this is how you should be trained. I will not tell lie even if it's for a prank or a joke. That's what actually the Buddha was explaining to his son as a starting point of the practice, meaning that whatever you do, you have to be honest, straightforward, and open about who you are, not lying to yourself, not lying to the others. Because in that way, you can always accept yourself. Someday you are good, someday you are bad. There's nothing wrong with that because you are a human being, of course. When I accept there are some flaws in me, it means I want to perfect myself. I want to get better. But if I conceal by telling lies, so it means I end up don't really focus on developing myself any better. And that's why Buddha gave this teaching to his son, that even it's a joke, even it's a prank, I shall not adopt in telling lies at all. I will keep using the truth, speaking the truth, and that's supposed to be a habit. Imagine if I develop a habit to be telling lies all the time. It means that every single time, whatever happened, my first reaction will be rejection instead of acceptance, instead of admitting, instead of realizing reality. It always about being in denial. And it's going to become a habit and personality to do this every single time. So, therefore, not telling lie will be the first start to keep up the integrity of being decent and the values that we believe in. If you believe in the value of inner peace, that is one of the first start too, not concealing behind telling lies. And this is actually important that the Buddha even taught his son that now you're about to start the life as a novice monk. The first start is always tell the truth, don't tell lies. And that's why he ended up becoming someone who keen to study, patience, and humble. Because he always being open to his teachers. Some days he cannot do this, some days he make mistake, he accept this so he can be better than that. And that is something to look back into ourselves. How truthful we are, how honest we are to ourselves. Because the first person that we need to lie is to ourselves, right? When we look into the mirror, what do we see? What do we admitting or accepting ourselves as what we see in the mirror, or some distortion version of ourselves that we create as an illusion? Remember one thing though, if we notice the bad part in ourselves or the flaws that we have, it means we accept there's some imperfection in me, so I can be perfect. But if I already have been a glass full of water, which means I'm perfect, there's nothing else I need to learn, there's nothing else I need to be better. As a result, I will not pay attention to be better at all, right? And that's by developing a habit to be truthful, to be honest, maybe the first key to get better. So this is actually what I want to leave it for you as some of the notes or the talks that hopefully can be very helpful for your life. Whatever you do, even if it is some small tiny white lines, remember, always stick to the truth. Don't adopt into taking an easy way out. So, I hope as many people say they have 4 almost 5 experience. Very good. Very good. Okay. Vanessa asked a question, how do we manage others who lie? More distance. I have lost the habit for a while, but others fool us with the mistruth. How do we protect ourselves? That's actually a really good question, because actually at the end of the day, we cannot change. We cannot expect the world around us to be in certain kind of way. In the world is the reality. Just like we are not perfect, there'll be people around us who are not perfect. There is one practice in Buddhism is so-called the practice of wakefulness, or being vigilant. So we have to actually be more mindful of ourselves, that what actually can help us, if anything that will lead to dangers, to being taken advantage of. That's actually what you need to prepare to protect yourself from. So when people say anything to you, take a moment to make consideration. Don't just let your feelings and emotion take control, because otherwise when we have this favor or bias or prejudice towards a particular person, I love this one. Whatever he say is all true, is all good. I hate this one. Whatever he say is all bad, is all wrong. That's usually how we make judgment. But when our mind is clearer, when we are more mindful, we can take some moment to reflect upon what they say and reality and the situation and the circumstances. And with that reflection, it allows us to actually choose the right response, whether it's the lie or it's the truth. Because at the end of the day, we cannot expect everybody to be what we want. We can only learn to actually keep ourselves being mindful and realize what's going on and accept and adapt along the way. So that would be my recommendation, is how to manage when others, people who tell lies. You cannot really force them, but don't let those lies become something that will hurt you. You cannot be hurt unless you allow it to hurt you. So that's what you can do. And very good. Tian Ai Sen, no physical body fixation, very good. Okay, honesty is next to godliness, very good, exactly, yes. Honesty is the first start. Without being honest, we're not going to realize the truth. In fact, the word Dhamma that you probably have heard all the time when we Buddhist monks use this term, the word Dhamma means the truth. It doesn't mean the teaching of the Buddha. I mean, later on it means the teaching of the Buddha, but the original meaning of the word Dhamma means the truth. So what we want to have in life is the truth. But without being truthful to ourselves, we never be able to seek the truth. Ernest asked a question that we live in communities with different mindsets. How do we avoid bias between the community's members? Good questions, actually, because like I said before, we cannot force people to be what we want. We cannot force the world to be how we want it to be. This is a reality. So start with the mindset that understanding that reality. Because otherwise we're going to end up making this kind of blaming or justifying or getting upset with the world all the time. And whenever we get upset with the world, it changes our personality. For example, I think you are a good person. I believe you have a good heart and good intention. But when I get upset, I turn into different personality, right? I may say things that I don't want to say. I may act the way I don't want to do. And that is because when I take other people by as a prejudice can also trigger the sense of getting upset. So since we live in a community that we cannot really force people to be who we want them to be, but we can always choose how we want to be. So we can go back to look inside ourselves. This is me. This is the values I believe. I believe the value of love, compassionate, peace, kindness. This is what I believe in. What do? I will be the role model of that. And if I choose to do everything that good, right, and should, I don't care how you think about me. Because every single thing that I think, say, do to myself and others, always good, right, and should. I got nothing to fear and I got nothing to hide. So that's actually how you can stand up with your head held high wherever you go. Believe in your integrity and walk the talk. If you keep up with that values, it doesn't matter who think about you, because at the end we cannot change how people think about us. We cannot force them how to think about us. There was actually a teaching at the Buddha time. The Buddha even make an example that everybody, even himself, got criticized because having bias against. He cannot stop people from thinking even throughout the lifetime he's been doing good things. So just like you can start off with a good thing, but what they think about you cannot change you. What you think about yourself will change you. So stick to the value you believe in and exhibit it. That's what I recommend. So question at times I like as I feel as someone or environment, what should I do? So actually white lie is something that we shouldn't be used at all, even just little lie. So what do would be, Buddha actually gave one so-called the criteria of speaking. That whatever I say, it has to fit this criteria, and there are 5 of them. The first one, it has to be the truth. Whatever I say, it got to be the truth, no lies. Number 2, it must come from kindness, which means that anything that I say, it must come from the way that my mind is clear. That it's supposed to be with love, with compassion, not from the anger, not from jealousy, not from bias. That is the second point. The third criteria, it must have some purpose. What is the purpose of thing that I want to mention, I want to say? Because if it's something that blurred out and finally doesn't bring up any result or any purpose at the end, it could, make some sin unnecessarily. So what is the purpose of this that I want to convey? Number 4, with all the truth, kindness, and purpose. Number 4 is actually quite important. It has to be at the right words. The choice of word that you choose can also become very important. Whether you're going to be making it a bit tough, making it soft, it depends on what kind of person that you are enjoying. Some people don't like to be straightforward too. Some people like being straightforward too. Some people love words that, taking some kind of indirect approach or more subtle way to explain. So that depends on the personality of your listener as well. And the last part, which is really important, right place and the right time. The first four are not that hard because this is from you. You can actually find out the truth, you can actually have the kindness, you actually can have the purpose and the right word. But the last part is all about them on the other end. Because there are moments like yourself, think of it, there are many moments that you're not ready to listen to an advice, comments, suggestion, right? So just like everybody else, when the right thing is given at the wrong place at the wrong time, it could upset people. So therefore, the last one is right place at the right time. Okay? So these criteria is actually the criteria of communication that make the communication not only successful but also endearing. So in this criteria, you can always stick to the truth and also make the word effective. So, okay, thank you from Mexico. Elsa, thank you very much for sharing this session with us. If you have any questions, please feel free to put down. So I hope that what I explained today as of what Buddha taught to his son is somewhat helpful to you as a way that you can stick to this to keep your ground, to keep your honesty, and to keep that integrity of truthfulness to yourself. The first person that we need to be honest to is to ourselves. And with that, we can always walk with our head held high wherever we go because I got nothing to fear and I got nothing to hide. When we don't lie, we don't have anything to hide. So wherever we go, we can walk courageous with courage. And that's why we always can stay confident because I am what I am. I have nothing to feel inferior about myself. I know I have some flaws and I admit it. And I know in my intention I try to be the best. So that actually what the benefits of developing this personality, not telling lies at all. So I hope that can be helpful for your development into getting better each day and also find more stage of peace and happiness. So for tonight, if there is no further question, thank you very much for sharing this lovely meditation on my stories with me and hope that you can come back and share it with us, with other monks at some other time as well. So for tonight, thank you very much and enjoy the day.
Okay, everyone, let's pay respect to our teaching monk together. Bow, bow, bow.
So wishing you all a lot of love, happiness in your life, and wherever you go, may you always find the light of peace inside of you.